Media Matters is proud to announce the winner of its annual Glenn Beck Honorary Excellence in Misinformation Award, Sarah Palin. No media figure in 2010 could come close to matching the reach of the Thrilla from Wasilla.
I must assume that you too, knowing that no, we must not fundamentally transform America as some would want.
Armed with nothing but Twitter, Facebook, and the easiest old media gig of all time, she managed to profoundly influence the national conversation. She started 2010 freshly awarded the Lie of the Year for her Death Panel whopper. And before January was out, she had signed with the home team.
Sarah Palin signs on with Fox.
Do you like this job at Fox News?
I love this job. Talk about independence and freedom.
She joined several potential presidential candidates on the far-right network, but more on that later. She tried polishing her policy credentials. She pretended to be an energy expert, a defender of the national security, and she even unveiled the Palin Plan.
We hear about the Obama plan. What's the Palin Plan?
My plan is quite simple, and that is to support those who understand the foundation of our country. When it comes to the economy, it is free market principles that...
Shockingly, few actually took her seriously as a policy wonk.
Sarah Palin, taking aim at your decision to restrict use of nuclear weapons.
If the Secretary of Defense and the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff are comfortable with it, I'm probably going to take my advice from them and not from Sarah Palin.
But not concerned about her criticism?
No.
So she settled into her role as attack pit bull. She spread lies about anything and everything she could, from healthcare reform to food prices, to whether or not Obama claimed the Gulf oil spill was top priority.
Are you telling me that you don't think the president's top priority is stopping that leak?
What I'm telling you is that is not what I am hearing and what the American public is hearing from the top official in our government. We know that the stimulus, the nearly $1 trillion that were spent that just created more debt, did not work. Even President Obama had to run as a quasi-conservative.
No lie was too big, or too small, or too easily disproven. And she's rounding out the year setting the new nonsense narrative about American exceptionalism, anything to further her political agenda. Most troubling of all may be her collaboration with Glenn Beck.
Tomorrow night, for the full hour, Sarah Palin will be with me.
Palin spoke at Beck's pseudo-revival, desecrating Martin Luther King's legacy with Beck.
We feel the spirit of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
and rallied with him to exploit 9/11 for money. They shared the same lies. Palin even penned Beck's blurb in the Time 100 list. But it was the violent rhetoric where they really bonded.
Sarah Palin told followers, "Don't retreat, reload."
America is ready for another revolution, and you are a part of this.
Beck got in some hot water over inspiring a gunman who allegedly plotted to shoot up liberal organizations. And Palin proudly defended Beck.
Sarah Palin right now, in our view, needs to step up. She is the one person in this country right now, today, who in the national interest could pull this country back from the precipice of another Oklahoma City.
I go back to what Abraham Lincoln said about standing with anybody that stands right. You stand with him when he's right and you part with him when he goes wrong. I stand with you, Glenn.
Glenn understands that freedom is not free. Freedom is worth fighting for, and that's why he is out doing what he does every day.
One of Palin's greatest successes was the 2010 midterms. Her candidates didn't all win, of course, but the media ate up her Mama Grizzly shtick. She made Christine O'Donnell a household name, and she even endorsed a full-fledged birther.
Thousands of conservatives are rallying in support of the values that will help the Republican Party take back control. Governor Sarah Palin is here.
Yay! Get out there, speak to the American people, speak through Fox News.
Sure, she wasn't the only Fox News personality to engage in partisan hackery on the side, but she turned it into a science. And the news outlet is already the home of the 2012 Republican primary, with Palin leading the charge.
Sarah Palin's bombshell interview with Barbara Walters, sparking some new questions about a possible 2012 run for the White House.
The former Alaska governor, who's also a Fox News contributor, is visiting 16 cities, many of which are in key presidential primary states. Her itinerary reportedly does not include traditionally blue states.
She and her 5 other potential candidates are paid by the Republican network.
You think that the candidate for the Republicans is going to be chosen right here on the Fox News channel?
Oh, what they need to do is just get a deal with Fox News and talk only to conservative talk radio. Then you'll be fine. If you're between running for office and you want to run for office, that's what you should do.
It helps to have Fox News as a platform.
With so many personalities going against each other, tensions will inevitably arise.
Karl Rove, citing Palin's new miniseries on TLC.
Are you and Governor Palin getting along?
What about Karl Rove saying that he went on record saying he didn't think that Sarah Palin was, the right selection?
Yeah, and I don't know how Ronald Reagan was ever seen in the Oval Office, having come from a career in television. Karl?
Well, I think that there is a civil war of sorts that's been going on. You could say it's sort of Sarah Palin, Karl Rove, if you wanted to personify it.
But, I don't think, I didn't mean offense by it, and I'm sorry if she took it.
Like we saw with Rove, sometimes conservatives commit heresy and refuse to kiss the ring of the half-term governor.
Do you think that Sarah Palin is the one for the Republican Party in 2012?
I am not a political pundit. I'm really not. And secondly, a lot is going to happen between now and the nominating process. I have
I'm
no
not asking
clue.
you to pundit. I'm just asking your opinion.
You're asking me to wade back into the swamp.
You get Sarah Palin, you get extremism.
What's your read about Sarah Palin?
Well, I sat next to her once, thought she was beautiful, and I think she's very happy in Alaska, and I hope she'll stay there.
Next year looks to be even more fun as Palin continues to blur the line between Fox News and the Republican Party. But as we bid farewell to 2010, we at Media Matters are proud to honor Sarah Palin, this year's Glenn Beck Honorary Excellence in Misinformation Award winner. Not too shabby for a quitter.